Fellas, welcome or welcome back to another video. I got a special video for you guys today. I actually have a client of mine that sought my help and counsel probably over a year ago. And this story is actually, man, this exemplifies what it means to take action. I coach so many guys. Guys come to me with different problems, whether it's dating, they're struggling getting the woman that they want, or they want to scale up their brands, or they have insecurities. This gentleman right here, Malick, on paper, he had everything going on. He works for a prestigious company, great salary, but the main issue of freedom, having freedom and autonomy over your life is paramount for any Renaissance man. This is why I always tell you guys you have to be well-rounded and master every single area of your life. Not only that, but this gentleman actually took action. He took action once the advice was given, and in a year's time, his entire life has changed. So I'm going to let him introduce himself to you guys.
Thank you so much, Dudley. It's an honor to be here. You definitely helped me on my journey to transform my life. And I'm super excited to be here to share the journey.
Thank you, my brother. Man, let's get right into it because your story really excites me, bro. Every time we talk, I'm like, damn, I see you leveling up. I see you growing personally. And by you growing personally, you're gonna be able to serve. And this is what I always tell the guys. It's about self-actualizing in order to become a man of service. That's the essence of the Renaissance lifestyle. You know what I mean? So yeah, brother. The the first question I have for you is, out of all the other self-improvement coaches, what made you reach out to me? Because there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of pieces of content, but like, why me?
Yeah, I think what really resonated with you was that it was easy for me to kind of identify myself and my spot and kind of where you had been. And you really showed how you took the baby step from having a job. And it's easy to see the evidence, right? You even have uploaded videos from the day when you quit your 9 to 5. And I thought that was very, very powerful. And not a lot of people do that. So you really show kind of the raw truth of how you had to gain the courage, had to have faith, made that change, took the leap yourself, and then went out and did it. So when I saw that, wow, this guy has some courage to actually go out and do it, I'm like, this is the type of person I want to talk to, not someone that's just been, you know, a billionaire for the last 10 years. That Holly remembers what that was about, but it was very, very easy to kind of identify, and you had really been in the spot that a lot of us find ourselves in. So that's really what attracted me to it, as well as the authenticity in all your videos. Like, it was just real, it was raw. So I was like, who better to get coaching from than someone who will tell you the truth and what it will take to get on the other side.
Yeah, bro, thank you for that, man. And I mentioned that your situation was interesting because again, you worked for Facebook, right, Meta, and you were earning a handsome salary. As a guy that also worked in tech, I had a handsome six-figure salary. I was living in Latin America and it was comfortable. You know, actually, I was living in the States and then I moved, right? But I wasn't fulfilled. And also making that kind of money, it can make you feel, like content, like you're happy. But for you, when you first reached out to me, I saw that you had a desire for more. You wanted to be free. You wanted to be able to travel to whatever country that you wanted, to work from anywhere. You wanted to level up every single area of your life. But the difference between you is that you took the action. I get guys that make great money that come to me for coaching, but even they don't take the action. So I really want to uncover what made you take the action, because you quit your job and you started your own business like I recommended. To most people, that sounds crazy, but I told you exactly what to do, how I did it, and you did it, and your entire life changed. So could you speak a little bit about like what made you take that action, bro?
Yeah, really what made me think about it was looking at the people who were ahead of me, right, in the organization, and saying that, okay, if I continue, my opportunity is going to be, maybe to be a director within an organization. Then I'm going to put on all the debt, probably going to buy a house that's going to cost me, this amount of thousands per month to pay off. And I'm going to just be hoping that we're not going to have these massive layoffs in tech that's been occurring. And I feel like I would be, number one, I wouldn't be fulfilled. It's not the lifestyle I wanted, like living in Ireland, it being cold. It's not really the culture I was out after. And also not being able to evolve as a man and learn a new language and
Mm,
grow, right? So I was thinking like, damn, I'm gonna be missing out on all this and I will trade it for a little bit of security or actually fake security, because now
yep.
in tech, we're seeing, as soon as something happens, they're firing the management, they're getting rid of people. So it's kind of this false security. And I'm like, and then yeah, so then when I thought about that, I was realizing it's not as safe as people think. First of all, it's not what I want. And then another catalyst was I actually, as I said, I saw other people the same age as us, and I had even people that passed away or got sick, and that really made me think that,
Yeah.
wow, life is short. um and when you stack all those things, that you might actually have the risk now of living a life that's not for you, that's going to make you
Mm,
unhappy. And you have to go drag yourself to work every single day in a place where you don't want to be. I said, you know what, it's worth it. Even if I could just live 1 year as like a fulfilled, man, as myself, is worth it, right? Because guess what? My message to all those guys who have the experience, who have a handsome salary, is that no one can take the experience away from you. You still
mm,
have your experience. You still have your connections. You still have your network. So it's not really the end of the world by taking this risk. Uh, I still have my, Facebook experience. I still have my Meta experience, and that's worth a lot out there in the world.
yeah.
So I'm not just like going into nothing. So yeah, taking those things in account, I just took action because I felt more fear of, you know, having a life unlived
Mm,
than taking this risk for a couple of months. So that
yeah.
really pushed me.
Wow. And you said a lot there because I think that, like, in my experience, the difference between the clients I have that actually do something about their lives and the ones that don't is that the ones that actually change are the ones that either have like this fear of not maximizing their lives, or it's the ones that are at a point of peak frustration in their lives where they're fed up with not being the man that they know that deep down they want to be. And so I recall, man, I remember you like bringing it up. You said, man, I make great money, but I'm here and it's cold and I want to go learn this language and Portuguese and I want to experience this and these women. A lot of what I talk about here to guys is that you can literally hack your life and maximize all these different areas by literally leveraging your skill set that you have right now, working in corporate, starting your own business, moving somewhere else, leverage your purchase power, minimize your overhead so you can scale your business while learning a language, dating different women. It's like, bro, it's such a hack. This is exactly how you become a Renaissance man, bro. And you touched up a lot on that. I want to ask you though, what has having that time and that location freedom done for your life, bro? Because I seen the apartment right by the beach. You got the missus. That's something that we're gonna speak about later. But what has having that location freedom done for you? I know what it's done for me, bro. It's changed everything.
Yeah, no, having that location freedom is a blessing from God, seriously. It's basically waking up and looking at the map and thinking, where am I going next? Uh, that is amazing. That is really a gift, especially if you have a passport that allows you to have, visa-free entry to a lot of countries. I mean, it's such a gift to be able to get those perspectives
Mm,
and have that type of freedom. So the entire world becomes your playing ground, really,
literally.
right? You can connect with people on the other side of the world. I remember we even connected.
Yeah,
You can go and find your tribe that resonates with you. You don't have to stay in, that little small city and just count on bumping into someone interesting right there. No, the whole world is open. You can just open your laptop, you can reach out to people, and then you can actually go there and meet them, see for real, touch it, feel it. And
yeah,
over time, you will change as a person. It will really grow you. You will be more open-minded, and you will also have just that confidence of someone who is free. Because guess what? We talk a lot about the matrix. People talk a lot about the matrix. That is the
hmm,
matrix, like being tied up. And it actually affects your psyche when
oh
you
yeah,
know that as a man, right? Wake up and you have to be at a certain point, 8 o'clock in the morning, you have to be there. You cannot be in Colombia, you cannot be in over there, you cannot be where you want to be. No, you have
yeah.
to be there. You have to be in Michigan, and or where whatever it is. And as a man, that for some reason that doesn't jive with me, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I don't like to be like restrained, man. I like to be able to go wherever I want to go with whomever, whenever. It's a different feeling and confidence, like you mentioned, that you have as a man when one, you're earning based off of your merit. You're earning money based off of your merit. Two, you're able to be anywhere, experience these different cultures. It makes you like so much more of a free and intelligent man. But like for you, what is the main thing that you would say being able to move anywhere that you want has done for you as a man?
It's changed everything. I mean, now I just feel super satisfied, super happy, and also just feeling like I have more control over my life and those kind of magical moments. I'm not feeling like my life year to year is just passing me by, because the years
Mhm.
go fast, guys. Like it goes fast. And
Yeah,
we know after the pandemic, everything sped up.
yeah,
And now this year I spent about, what is it? Almost 4 months of this year I spent in Brazil. Also been in other countries. I've been in Chile, Panama, and so on. And this year, I'm living. There's so many memories. Every single day is like a new, you're like a kid. You're learning new things. You're meeting new people. You're having these magical moments where you're like, wow, I'm sitting here at a restaurant in Panama. I'm talking to someone who had a completely different upbringing than me, and we're speaking a different language. And I'm like, wow, um, it's just those magical moments, and you can't pay a price for that. So having that, like this year, it's not like I will forget this year. This year is worth its weight in gold for me. Everything that I had, it's worth. So for me, it's like it's not about the time, it's about the quality of time. And I
yeah,
really, my quality is maximized. And um, I'm super
man.
excited for the future.
Man, I love to hear it, bro. You can tell when a free man is speaking, bro. And like this is what I really focus on helping my guys have a paradigm shift that they can have the life that they want and they can be free. There's so many different layers to experiencing this life, man. I love to hear that. And so, correct me if I'm wrong. Are you now engaged?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm
Look at that.
engaged. Yeah, yeah. So I'm engaged.
Tell
I'm
us a
in
little bit about that, man. Your entire life changed. You moved. You even like, how do you go from this point to going over here and you find a woman of your dreams?
you got to be willing to change. You got to be willing to risk it all, put it all in the line on the line. And also you have to be very clear on what you want. I had a clear vision, right? So I didn't come to party. I didn't come to do all that crazy stuff. I was kind of done with that. Even though, that's fun and that's all good, but I really wanted like something special, something unique. And I was thinking about that, like work and all of that stuff came really easy to me. But I took self accountability on like where can I improve? And if I'm looking for this type of woman, who would I need to be as a man? And what do I need to learn? Okay, I need to learn the language. I need to be more proficient. And I also need to have a clear vision of the attributes that I'm looking for when I'm approaching this person. And I was super, super clear. And
Yeah.
now then I met someone who is such so alike to me, such so alike, well educated, has a very good, well-paying job here, also can work remotely. So I can even travel with her, which is
See,
amazing to
lifestyle
get with.
design, brother. I tell
Yeah,
guys, make sure that the woman that you're courting fits into your life.
really. And I think also another thing I want to say was that I started to say no to things that did not serve me. So I think that's something that you sometimes need to do as a man, is that you need to say no sometimes, even with the things that come easy to you. If it's not within your vision, it doesn't help you with the vision. You need to say no, and you need to be focused on that vision, and feel like if you stay focused on it, you know what you're looking for. Eventually, you will find it, right? And that's I guess gotta say that was the big change for me. And it's been a lot of coincidences that happened since I started thinking like that. And
Mhm.
it's been amazing. I never thought that, you could have this level of connection and love with someone, and like how similar we are. It's amazing. The same things that we're talking about right now about evolving and how, thinking differently, that's the same type of topics I talk about with her. And
Wow.
that's something never, yeah, and that's something
Wow.
I never envisioned. So it's very cool.
You touched on so many different things there, man. I'm gonna briefly touch on the part that you said that you talk like the things that we talk about, you speak about with her. In the male self-improvement, like red pill space, you hear all these different things about how you shouldn't go for a woman that's an intellectual. You shouldn't go for a woman that has a good job. And this is due to a lot of men who have insecurity. But I always tell people that when you start to walk in alignment with the man that you know that you can be, coincidences do happen. Things start to open up because you're now in a flow state and you can attract a high quality woman like that, that's educated, that's also gorgeous, by the way. But I've seen her, she's beautiful. Like all these different things come to you when you walk in alignment with that brother. And I'm just happy to like see all these changes for you in real time. It's crazy. And also by learning a different language and opening up yourself to different societies, you open your dating pool so much. Like, I don't think guys understand how much is available to them if they do the work.
100%, 100%. And such a big part of your value, as to say your status, it's also extremely context based, right? It's within a certain context. If you take, what do we say? If you take a Japanese car or whatever, and you put it in the United States, all of a sudden it has more value. Or if you take, and the same thing is for us, right? When you take yourself out of your little local area where everyone is pretty much like you, speak the same language as you, have the same knowledge as you're all the same, much, but take yourself out of that um, place, all of a sudden you're this foreign person that also speaks the local language. Now all of a sudden you are a 1 out of 1 million, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever. You are a completely different person, because not like you took the time and you have, the experiences. You might have a high paying job, a whole different currency. Like what you're doing for yourself, you're completely flipping it around. And the more
Mhm.
you work on yourself, it will take work, right? With learning the language, integrating yourself, and also just having the inner courage. But once you do, like, you won't see anyone like you for miles,
Yeah.
right? And that would
Yeah.
just come off. That would just come off. So you are on a whole different level. I mean, so we can just imagine it ourselves, right? If we are out in Michigan, and someone is exotic to you, that you're going to be drawn to that.
Oh yeah.
So So it's the same thing on this side. So the
Yeah,
rewards.
and this is what the wealthy have always done. They've always had autonomy over their lives and the capacity to live on different grids and be all over. You know, like this is such a hack for a man. I won't even say a young man, but if you are a man and you're doing well for yourself, like and you have the audacity to put yourself out there and to go fortify your mindset and fine tune all these different areas of your life to make yourself a well-rounded, rare man, what you're gonna find is that the world is literally yours, bro. You feel me? Like, for example, I told you, I said, brother, if you like when you come to Colombia, pull up. Like, I'm not just a coach, like I'm a real guy. And you pulled up and we met, you feel me? And I introduced you like to my other guy. And it was like, it's just having that freedom. It's people are so locked down, bro. But first, they're locked down in their mind. Having that freedom, bro, it's something that can't be explained. You have to experience it.
You have to experience it. And yeah, you have to really kind of go somewhere quiet, sit for a while, and just say, like, what are your values in this life? Like, what do you want to experience, right? And what will you be willing to trade for it? And also accepting that if something is uniquely important to you in your life, then of course it's going to be worth taking that risk. You just have to identify it first, that before I'm gone from this planet here, that these are the things that I want to experience, and these are the things that are worth living for. So then
Mhm.
you take a risk for them, for those things, you work for it, and then you reach out to people who are already doing what you're doing. Just like I reached out to you, you're already doing it. I was willing now to take the risk and take the leap. And now when I'm talking to people who are already doing it, all of a sudden it feels more comfortable, it feels more real.
Yeah,
Um, and that also made the taking the step so much easier, because you're seeing someone in really doing it, and just like, yeah, this is, you can just do it. It's just take step one, two, three. This is how I did it. And
yeah,
I think as a man, eventually you're gonna have to have courage. You're gonna have to stand up for what's important to you in your life, and take a risk. I think that's really core to being a man. And I think also everyone
yeah,
around you feel that like, whoa, that guy, he puts it all on the line. I think when you see that in sports, you can see it, right?
yeah,
People admire those type of people. They go into the boxing ring and you go, even though he lost, he put it all out there. He went
yeah.
in, and you're like, whoa, this guy went in. We always respect those people. So why not become that person?
Man, beautifully said, bro. And correct. We look up to these figures that assume the position of high esteem, authority. We look at these people and marvel at them, but so many people, well, I'll be specific, so many men lack the balls to actually do it. Like, for example, you took action and hired me. I told you as well, I'm getting ready here. I'm taking action this week. I'm hiring a coach and I'm dropping I'm dropping thousands of dollars on the coach to elevate me. And my business coach has a coach that he pays hundreds of thousands. It's like this is what it's about. It's about taking action to get better, right? And so I think people are held back because they don't take the action because somewhere there's a disconnect to where they're sabotaging themselves. They don't truly want what they say that they want. And I'm always able to distinguish a man that's not serious about his life. That being said, why do you think most men never take the action to live the life and become the men that they say that they want to be?
Yeah, a lot of it is they might not have that in their surroundings, right? They don't have anyone next to them doing this. So they don't even know if it will really work for them. So probably they have that fear that, okay, what if I take this leap that no one around me is doing and I fail? And then I'm gonna be laughed at by, you know, this person and that person. So I think that social pressure can really be heavy for people. And also, of course, financially, a lot of people are afraid of like what's gonna happen financially if they take the risk. But there's are ways to make a calculated risk.
Yeah.
And I think as a man, we could do that. We can do a calculated risk. And that's where you take help from people who have the experience. You say, okay, I do have a little bit of fear here. How can I make this risk in a calculated way,
Yeah.
right? And also understand that your current life is not as safe as you think. That's
Mm.
also a mind shift.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
Absolutely, because we saw thousands of people, at Google, Amazon, um, Meta, who have high salaries, who thought that they were on the top of the world. They just got deactivated, just overnight. Um,
Yeah.
and and those were people who thought they were safe. They might have taken out huge mortgages. Um, so it's like who is really safe? The person who has one stream of income, just one job, or the person who has worked himself up to have 10, 15 clients and now has a system to always bring in clients. If one client leaves, you have 14 more clients. And also talking about lifestyle design, if each client is paying you $1,000 a month, right? And $1,000 a month will cover your whole living expenses in whichever country you're living in, then you could lose basically your whole book of business, almost like 12 clients, and you would still be living super good in the place that you're in. Like you
Yeah.
actually reduced your risk now because you're living in a like in an area that is cheap, and
Yeah.
you're earning in a high currency. So you can give yourself a runway of 1 or 2 years cushion, and
Yeah.
you can be earning, right. So it's like who is actually safe and who is unsafe now. Um,
Man.
yeah.
Man. Beautifully said. And when you don't have to worry about money, it frees up so much time. The reason I can study all these languages is because I've got the time. I've designed my life to where I leverage my purchasing power. I speak all these languages. I can be ducked off in a village in Iceland. I can be in the jungles of Colombia. I can go anywhere. I can live off of $1,000 a month, which is actually a little bit over what I was living. Like that's even more than I was spending. I had a high-rise apartment, I had a chef, I had a maid, I had a driver, I got a massage every week. I I was studying Spanish, I was taking girls on dates, all for $950 a month, bro. Like while being able to work on all these different areas of my life, I did ayahuasca. You know what I'm saying? I flew to Turkey. I got a hair transplant. When you have the lifestyle and you're able to move and shake and go anywhere that you want while building up yourself in language or spirituality or dating, you feel me? It's just you you reach a point of enlightenment. Like you get to a point to where you don't have to worry about things that the average people are just like stressing over. And every time I go back into like the states or something, I'm just like, it's like a outer body experience. I'm like, wow, like you feel the angst, you feel the stress. And it's not even the States, it's everywhere. You feel me? Like you really have to structure your lifestyle, bro, to where you're on a higher frequency. And as you mentioned, you have to be really intentional about this. So I want to ask you, for you, what does it mean being, like a Renaissance man? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, that definitely looks like living on different planes kind of at the same time, and having that freedom to be able to move, within different rooms, um, and be able to conversate in different languages at the same time. So being able to be fluid, right? And understanding the rules so that you can break the rules to reach your own vision and your own goals. You're not a victim of life. You're not having down. There's a lot of drama going around in Europe. And I was born in Europe, right? There's a lot of drama going on in Europe. There's all types of migrant crises all
Yeah,
over the world. There's a lot going on when you watch the news. But if you have the freedom, if you you can kind of be on top of that, right? You can be on top of like all the drama and all the noise, and you can create your own world, so to speak, that fits you, and the world will more or less like mold around you and what you want, right? So I go to where I can hang out with the people that I want to be. I'm not
Yeah.
limited.
Mm.
And that's why you see, like you said, those people who are wealthy, that they are free, they are more relaxed, they're happy, life is easy, it can be done. And so you want to think uh who, not what, right? Who can help you get there? There's someone
Yeah.
who has, like, probably any of our problems, our biggest issues, there's someone who has cracked the code to that already. So
Yeah.
just to, yeah, so just uh try to research, investigate, and be hungry, because the years are going, the years are flying, and it's scary. And I feel bad for the people who walk into the doctor's office and he says, yo, there's not a lot of time left.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And that's a lot of the time when people start to live, right? They
Yeah.
understand that, well, it was the time that was the most important thing to me. And
Yeah.
and yeah, so just get to the core of that.
Right. It'd be safe to say, in a nutshell, the Renaissance lifestyle is just having autonomy over your life, guys. It's becoming the well-rounded, eclectic man that you know that you can be. It's being on a different frequency. And you have to first be intentional and take control of your life. Take the steps. You know, as you mentioned, fear. There is a natural level of fear there. Anytime that you're actually reaching for what you want, you know, I mentioned it's even fearful for me because I'm getting ready to spend a lot of money on a coach, right? And it's like, but I know in order for me to go to that next level, I'm going to need to do that because I've already hit certain benchmarks, and that's fantastic. But I'm not trying to be just above average. I'm trying to be great. And even the people that you seek help from, they're getting help. And the people that's getting help from them, they're getting help. So I really want guys to understand that, as Malick said, whatever you want to do, there's people there that already have the answers for that. You need to take a chance on yourself, do your research, obviously, and seek the counsel and help from the people that are already doing what you want to do. That being said, Malick, I would love for you to talk a little bit about like what's next for you, man. Like what's going on in your life.
Yeah, so right now I have my agency, which I'm doing marketing. So I'm doing meta ads, right? For companies. And I also have a team around me that are experts in their field with other senior marketers. And we're working together on clients, which is amazing. And yeah, I'm also doing other things work-wise. So I might become um, kind of a CMO for another brand as well. So there's a lot happening for sure on a professional level. Um, so I really love that, and being able to expand and help more people grow as well online. So yeah, that's, I would say, that's the main thing there. And of course, on the personal level, just continuing to become smarter, grow as a man, like travel with my girl, and learn languages, and uh and yeah, just be more well versed, like all
Yeah.
over, as a person, and be more whole, and be more at peace, and more valuable to the world, really, and do things like that. I love helping other guys. So if anyone wants to ask me anything, or have any doubts of how much a call with Dudley can help, then yeah, then uh they can reach out, they can ask me. It's real, and it's been life-changing, for sure. So thank you, Dudley. It's been awesome.
Man, it's been awesome to serve you and to see how much you've grown, and it's only the beginning. As I mentioned, bro, you're gonna be doing 50K months in no time. You're gonna be growing your empire in no time. You're literally gonna be like you've already become a real life James Bond. Like this is what I tell these dudes. Like you need to become a real life James Bond, man. and that sounds crazy. It sounds out there, but when you live a lifestyle like we do, if you think about it, we're learning how to fight, shoot, speak all these languages. Like, bro, it's amazing. It's an amazing lifestyle. I feel like I've got the best job in the world, helping guys like just become all that they can be. But I'll let them know where like can they find you at if they need services or just in general, just to follow you.
100%, 100%. If anyone needs help with growing um their their business, whether it's B2B business or B2C like e-commerce or generating more leads for their business, I have 7 years of experience in tech doing that for some of the biggest companies in the world, like Mercedes-Benz and so on. And they can find me on LinkedIn. Is very good. It's Malick, Malick, last name Jarboh. Jarboh. And you also can find me on Instagram, of course. Same name there, Malick, Malick, and then underscore Jarboh. And yeah, I would love to chat with you. We can also chat about traveling if you have any questions about that.
Yes, sir. And last but not least, what would you say to a guy right now that's been watching my videos like for months? Like maybe he's just like watching the videos, what I'm saying, like mentally masturbating. He's watching other self-help, content creators, but he still hasn't joined, like my group of coaching. Like there's something blocking him. What would you say to somebody like that?
I would say, what's stopping you? Like, what is actually stopping you? And when you feel that fear coming up, try to approach it with some curiosity, right? Don't just block it out. Try to approach it with curiosity and ask yourself questions. Is the fear that you're feeling, is it based on something real? Because a lot of the times, if you ask questions 5 levels deep, it's not even real, right? Our concept of time as human beings, we think we have all the time in the world, but of course we don't. So try to approach it with curiosity, find the root of it, confront it, be willing to confront it, and then take action. So that was really be my tip with it. Confront it and then reach out to guys like Dudley that are already doing it and then say, hey man, how did you do it? How did you overcome the fear? How did you overcome this doubt? Oh, that's how you did it. And then you will start to change as a person. It will be very easy for you.
Man, man, Malick, thank you for your time, brother. I'm so excited to see where you go. You exemplify what it means to be a Renaissance man, what it means to take action and go for what you want out of life. And also, you demonstrate quite literally how quickly your life can change when a man hijacks his mind, makes a decision, and chooses to go all in. It's a glorious story, bro.
It's awesome, brother. It's sick. It's
Indeed.
sick. And it continues, brother. So let's
Oh,
keep
it's only getting started, bro. A lot of these dudes are like, oh, I'm 25. Is it too late? I'm like, bro, like we just got into like our 30s, and like the 30s are gonna be way better than the fucking 20s, bro. It's only the beginning, bro.
100%. 100%. Yeah. So we're just getting started. This is just the beginning. So there's no limit. Let's go, guys.
A lot of people they think that once they get to that one end goal, whether it's a certain amount of money or a certain woman that they want or a certain social status that they want, but when they get there, it's going to be empty. I always talk about how success is empty. It's not just about the end goal of success. It's kind of about embodying and encompassing like being a well-rounded man and feeding all these different areas of your life. I can't tell you how many men I know who, on paper, they're doing well. They're crushing it. They're young. They've got the women. They've got the money. But there's still something that's lacking. There's a void, and they're unfulfilled. And so, like, I always talk to guys about making sure that you one heal that little boy in you, but you have to give to that little boy and nourish. And so this is why I tell guys to go towards a pursuit like whether it's learning how to ride a horse or language, feed feed what you also want to do, because as a man we have to wear all these different hats and identities in society. We have to be a father, a husband, we have to be a CEO, we have to work at our jobs. But if you, like I said, bro, if you don't feed all these different areas of your life, which in some seasons, certain areas will take a back burner. But if you don't get back to stabilizing all these areas and you don't maximize your life, it's not worth living, bro.
I agree with you. It's not worth it. It's gonna be very painful living with that regret, right? Um, and also like becoming someone else just because you want people on the outside to say, yeah, he was a cool dude. Like he never kind of did anything strange or went out different. But yeah, he was all right. And then when your time is up, those people will hardly remember you, you know, and you became
Yeah,
someone else. You're letting other people mold you because of fear or a paycheck or this and that. But you wanted to be the guy that's on the beach in Mexico, fluent in Spanish, has his own business, understand these things and read these types of books. But because of fear, now 5 years has passed and you're not becoming any closer to becoming that person. And as Bruce Lee said, if you let fear enter your mind, it will affect all parts of your life. So when you go on a date as well, that will be felt. You know, you're fearful, you have a mask on, you're not yourself.
yeah,
That's why guys like Dudley and other guys who can, you know, have that freedom and are willing to do anything to get it, you can feel that present
yeah,
when someone is like, hey, you know, if I didn't have this freedom or someone would try to take it away from me, I would still take a risk to be here. I
yeah,
would still be the same. So you have to have that more uncorruptible
yeah.
character, stand up for your own life and who you are and who you want to become.
Bro, I agree, man. And I agree, correct. I can always tell when I'm sitting across from another man that like he'll go to the furthest extent to self-actualize and maximize his life. And I respect a man like that. And you have to be a warrior, bro. Like I tell people all the time, like you really have to detach, disconnect, and be unhinged, because to be hinged and to be sane is to be like the average, and you want to be abnormal. The lifestyle that we're living, brother, is not normal. We have freedom and we're young. We have our health, we have our youth, and we're scaling our businesses and we're dating the best quality of women. And it's like I haven't even went into the quality of foods and the quality of environment that we're in. I just like I feel so fucking blessed, bro. And it's only because we have this insatiable desire to maximize our lives, bro. Many men talk about what they want to do, or they go on Instagram and they see people living lives that they want to be living. But guys just put that down and they go beat off. They don't actually figure out, no, if that guy's just a human being, he's living this lifestyle. How can I do it? As you mentioned earlier, bro, you got to position yourself around people that are doing what you want to do. And I just I just can't imagine living a life to where I didn't have freedom, bro.
100%. And I also have an advice for all the guys. If you're still feeling fear, if you still have a doubt about this, go to Dudley's videos when he quit. I think it was Target that you quit.
Yeah, that
Or
was like 6 years ago.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
like 6 years back. If you can find that video, um, very valuable just to see someone who have taken a big decision for them in their life and willing to feel that fear. And I think being a real man, you have to be willing to feel that fear and confront it, right?
mm,
We are, and I think that's really a big one, right? We are willing to confront any type of fear to reach our vision, and I think that's really at the core of it. So look at that. Of course, reach out to Dudley as well and see, you know, if he can answer your question for your specific situation. But yeah, go look at that video. That really inspired me to reach out to Dudley and just kind of go deeper. And it's like if one man can do it, if we have the courage to do it,
yeah,
are you saying that we're more courageous than you? Is that
yeah,
what you're saying? Because you don't want to think about what if at the end of it, right? That's going to be so much more painful than failing a couple of times, right?
Yeah,
And asking for help and asking for advice. And when people see that you have the hunger in your eyes, they'll be super happy to help you. They'll be
yeah.
super happy to help you. You can fail 10 times over, yeah.
Bro, that's the reason I went so hard for you, bro. I saw it, bro. Like, I was like, oh, this dude, he's one of them ones, bro. He's serious, bro. Bro, I come across guys, they just be so full of shit, bro. And life has no mercy on us as a man. I don't I have mercy sometimes for guys, but for a grown man that doesn't go after what he wants in life, I don't respect a man like that, bro. You know what I mean? Like just being honest, because as you mentioned, the fear is going to be there, but you have to be courageous as a man. I tell guys, how can you expect to lead a woman, a family, an organization, but you can't lead yourself? Brother, I do things that are scary every single day, bro. But I have to do it because I wouldn't be able to respect myself if I didn't. And this is what it means about what it means to be a man. And in the male self improvement space, you see all this superficial shit about, like the black pill and, just a whole bunch of bullshit, again, like fuck eyebrows and nose and all this dumbass. Like, we're talking about things that are way more profound, bro. We're talking about masculine freedom, bro. We're talking about purpose, mission. Like, I love this shit, bro. Like, seriously.
Do everything, man. And when you have like that deeper reason, that deeper motivation, it's not about the flashy stuff, it's not about the money, it's not about someone else's adoration, but it's about you respecting yourself and you coming closer to that person that you want to become and doing things that are in your interest, right?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that's when the fear kind of drops off, because now the only fear is not being you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a constant tug of war mentally when you're breaking through barriers in your mind. Uh, I know for me, I go through constant battles of old beliefs trying to climb the way back up, and I gotta extinguish it. And so this is why I'm always meditating, praying, and it's incredible the fight that we go through in our minds before we put our feet down on the floor every morning, bro. So I do feel for the guys that have fear taking the action, but I'm doing it every day. You're doing it every day. Other men are battling themselves and they're becoming great. So I have no pity for that man, bro. I'm sorry.
100%, 100%. And I do feel, I mean, because it's a life, that's the thing. That's why I feel like, hey, like one day, we're all, this is over. So
Yeah.
sure, we can take that person, we can put them in the corner, we can give them a blanket and they'll be safe. But what value was it? You can be 80 years of safety, but you didn't become the person that you wanted to be. You're sitting in that corner of the box that someone put you in. And you gotta say, like, I think there's even the movie Braveheart. He actually yells it out when in the Scottish. He yells out like, "Would you trade?" He's like, "Those 80 years potential of living comfortably for one day of freedom."
I got chills, bro. My God. Damn. Yeah. That's that's what it's about, bro. That's why we do it. Freedom, bro. And when you have freedom, bro, as a man, you're able to do so much more. You're able to spread that freedom as seeds through your service to other people. So many people are walking in the shell of themselves because they're not free. And the only thing stopping them from attaining that freedom is themselves. As cliche as that shit sounds, I used to be like, yeah, that's bullshit, whatever. You don't know my life. It's because I was thinking on a lower frequency. But once you have that paradigm shift and you break through that and you snap out of it, it's almost like you have a second awakening of becoming conscious again. Like once you break out of the average way of thinking and you start to get out of your environment and push yourself, and then you start to rack up wins. And it's the little wins. I'm talking about the inner battles, like saying, damn, she's beautiful, but I'm not gonna walk up to her because what if I get rejected? And you walk up to her anyway, and you get her. Bro, you know how fucking confident you become, bro? It's like it's life is really one in between your ears, bro.
100%. So yeah, you got to stack those wins. And if you want to do a little small step, it could be just visualizing, just like you said, visualizing winning, visualizing how that would feel, or visualizing just taking that action and rewarding yourself for it and saying, man, I took that action like 10 times. I went for the best. I'm a badass. Like, just respect yourself off of the action and saying and getting a dopamine off of that. You're off to the races. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he said the same thing. There's some guys, they think, I think maybe I want to do some bodybuilding. But Arnold said, he's like, those guys have no chance if they say they think maybe. But the guy who says, I don't know, but I'm going to win. I'll do whatever. The guy that just goes in the gym and just goes ham, has no fear. He's going to get it. He's the guy that's going to get it. He's the guy who's hungry. He's just pushing through those
Yeah,
limiting beliefs.
man. Bro, that day that I made that video 6 years ago, I quit my job at Target. That was one of the scariest things ever because I had rent due. That was my only source of income at the time, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. Even if you go back and you watch that video, you see like the way I speak now, the conviction, my tonality. I'm a grown man now. I'm so much more confident. And I was very intentional about documenting the journey even back then, because I didn't know how, where, or when I was going to become great. But I knew that there was more to life than being at that shitty job in that little ass city. And that's the reason I got home that day, bro, with my gas tank on E and the ceiling falling apart. And I turned on the camera, bro, and I just filmed and I spoke from the heart, bro. And I'm so glad I documented that. I'm glad I'm documenting now. Because, brother, where you and I are at right now, we're young, bro. We're young. It's the levels. Sometimes I can't even comprehend the levels or the caliber of man I'm gonna be. I just know I'm becoming him every day.
100%. No, it can be overwhelming, man. It can be crazy. Kind of like you said, like you went from that place, like you said, with the house falling down almost, not, not where your next, money is going to come from to pay your bills, locked in a city, and to like being in different islands, bringing a woman along and just being like King
Yeah.
Tut, like, like
Yeah.
people, having all the attention, having the freedom, having the money, having the experience,
Yeah.
having read books, being well read, being smart, being spiritual, eating well, being in control of yourself, learning different languages. Like, you're like, what the, like being bulletproof,
Yeah.
you walk around and you're like, what is it? What
Yeah.
is this? You just carve your own niche, your own lane. And when you become a one-on-one, it's over. And you're already stacking those wins. You have
Yeah.
like some serious wins now to look back at. And so now it's like the train has already left the station. You
Yeah.
will never be able, like your mind is already unlocked now.
Yeah.
And you know the recipe. You're like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be tough in the beginning. These things are gonna come up, and then I'll get it.
Yeah.
You know.
Beautifully said, brother. Beautifully said. And there, once you start to really gain that momentum in your life, there's no stopping because you know that what you're going back to is nothing like what you like. There's just no better feeling than a man progressively getting better and then being on mission, being on purpose, and then just taking all the spoils of war. And that war is in your mind, bro. Like, it's something again, brother. Like I said, it can't be explained. I'm trying to articulate it to the best of my ability. And as articulate as I like to think I am, brother, some things you just have to let out a war cry, bro. Because it's like it can only be experienced. A man truly conquering and becoming everything that he can. That shit is biblical, bro. It's holy. It's holy, bro.
It is holy, it's spiritual, man. And we need more warriors out there. We need more people who are standing up for humanity. We need more people who are standing up for what's right. And I think that all begins with you standing up for yourself. When you have your freedom, when you have the thing that you want to do, it's easier for you to also stand up for things that are, you know, wrong in the world and all these things, and really be. So you are important and you matter. So it's so important. And you saw Nipsey Hussle, right? Very inspired individual. He said in his song, he said, "Looking back at my life makes my heart race." And I want that for everyone. You should look back at your life and be like, holy crap. Like, ooh.
Like, how the fuck did I get here? Bro, man. Man, I don't want to take up too much of your time, my bro. Wow. Damn, yeah.
That's a goal, brother.
You know I got it. I pull up, I come around, make my rounds, it's my town.